Good morning, it's Valerie Ling from the Centre for Effective Living, a group psychology and counselling practice in the Sydney suburbs of Westlea and Norwest. And in fact, today is my Norwest day. I'm about to head off to see some wonderful people who I thoroughly enjoy meeting with as my clients. But before I do, I actually thought that I would just make a very quick video to highlight a particular type of work that we do in the Norwest rooms. Now, as a team, we've deployed 3 psychologists to Norwest, and we do some specific work other than seeing our mainstream load of Medicare clients that come in for stress, anxiety, and depression. The 3 of us have an interest in working with relationships, personality, self-esteem issues. Basically, they're the core issues in a person that we find can undermine a sense of well-being and a sense of purpose. So the range of work that we do often involves rebuilding confidence, rebuilding connections with the significant people in our world, and restoring them back to the environments that they need to function to be their best, whether it's as parents or as students in high school or at work. Now, this weekend, I myself had a self-care weekend, which meant that I limited the technology and I actually engaged in some activities that made sure that I connected with some of my own needs. Now, it sounds airy-fairy and wishy-washy maybe, but when you're in a caring profession, it's really important that you practice what you preach, to be authentic. And so I basically went through a personal audit to get in touch with maybe some of the emotions that I was experiencing this weekend, and then sat with that, went for a walk, and asked myself, so what do I actually really need? And in the end, I decided that I actually needed to not take care of the clinic, the administration, on Sunday, to practice a day of rest, and also to basically feed my body the things that it was lacking, because we had such a hectic week last week and we're moving into a hectic week this week. I then reflected and thought, this is actually a small but relevant example of the work that we do in the Norwest rooms, not about self-care, but bringing into the fore the need to actually get in touch with where you're depleted, where you're feeling vulnerable, and where you actually need to fill those needs. It's not being selfish, it's actually restoring yourself to a sense of standing on solid ground, not feeling that shaky, not questioning, not needing reassurance, and being able to say, I'm important. The space that I actually occupy is an important one. Somebody said to me over the weekend, isn't that just common sense? And I said, well, yes, it is. But for some of us, the background that we come from meant that it wasn't common sense. We wouldn't even think to ask ourselves what we need, what we like, and how we're feeling at the moment, because we're so wired to think about other people. And in particular, when you're finding that you're a bit stuck, you're not quite sure, you know you're depleted, you know that you're running on empty, and you know that the minute that you wake up, you're actually hoping that you could just get straight back to bed. I mean, that's the point where common sense doesn't really cut it. There's something more going on inside. So I just thought that I would send this video out, and with an encouragement and a hope that today, maybe before you sit for your lunch, maybe before thinking about all the other things that you've got to get done, stop and say, hang on a minute. What do I need? How's my body feeling? Am I tired? Do I actually feel drained? Do I need to sit down? Do I actually need to rest my brain because it's so occupied with other people's opinions, other people's requests, that I haven't actually sat down to have a moment of self-care? And I hope that you will find that moment, and I hope that you will get an experience of what that's like, to actually feel that you are important. The space that you occupy is important and is valuable. Have a great day.